Welcome back. Today we are going to be having a look at Buzzfeed, since they put out a video recently and it has been a while, I think nearly a year and a half or a year maybe. I can't remember, but I know the amount of social justice crap they've been putting out has diminished significantly over the last 18 months. In any case, we are going to be addressing the most recent video they've made about how to be an ally. Isn't it nice that Buzzfeed have taken time out of their very hectic schedules to make this masterpiece for us? So immediately we run into one of many problems I find with this incredibly short video. The very idea that somebody of a majority wanting to help a marginalized person is seen as a bad thing. It is not intentionally trying to be condescending or patronizing towards that person who has felt or is being marginalized. It's times like this I just don't see the point in trying, because somebody somewhere is just going to say, "Oh, this is benevolent sexism. Oh, this is inherent racism. You're internalizing it." Shut up. And there I was thinking all you had to do was approach the person who was being marginalized or oppressed and simply ask them. That's not me in any way saying that Google is insufficient. Let's face it, we all use it to find our sources. I just think if someone is being marginalized and you want to help them, help them. Don't think that the internet has all the solutions that the person who is being marginalized may have. Oh, I think I'm going to need a Sammich for this one.
Barbecue meatballs sandwich. Got homemade barbecue meatballs. Yay. Now we put them on the bread. Pour the half. This one is pepper. That's it. Enjoy.
It's times like this I wish I'd simply texted my father, Cthulhu, to end this world early. Can you imagine the conversation, though, had with my father especially? "Oh father, dear father, what shall we ever do to help the poor defenseless people of colour," which, as we noted from the Google search, are the focal point of this video. They are marginalized and oppressed even though they're not, and because of that we must protect them, but we can't help them because that means we're being somehow racist. That conversation ends only one way. It ends with a bomb blowing up the planet. Okay, so we're going to have a quick look at the images that were shown on screen. Overt white supremacy, socially unacceptable. Lynching, hate crimes, although hate crime is a bit vague. Swastikas, in the West, yes, let's get it right. The N-word, nigger. Burning crosses. Well, we're going to burn religious iconography. KKK, okay, Black Lives Matter too then. Racial slurs, racist jokes, neo-Nazis. That's nice. They've covered all the bases for overt white supremacy. They're only focusing on white people, of course. Covert white supremacy, the socially acceptable. Make America great again. Well, you do need to be great again. Seriously. Hiring discrimination. Well, you do have affirmative action, so it's not really, it's kind of balanced out by that. And in some countries, they have gender quotas or gender hiring committees that focus solely on one gender. Australia. Police murdering people of colour. That is entirely circumstance-based. School to prison pipeline. Oh, that's a difficult one. Confederate flags. I will not be drawn into that one because I think it looks quite snazzy on the General Lee. Discriminatory lending. Your crap credit rating has nothing to do with your race. Mass incarceration. The crime statistics speak for themselves. Racial profiling. I despise racial profiling. Not believing experiences of people of colour. Well, the evidence should support it. Police brutality. That's not just a white supremacy thing, that's just something that's a bit over the top. Eurocentric curriculum. Well, it is the best. Anti-immigration policies, practices. Immigration control does not mean anti-immigration, I just want to insert that. Assuming that good intentions are enough. Good intentions, good actions, it's never enough. See? It says it right there. What I really like about this is that it covers all the bases to just make people feel guilt. That's what you want. You want white people to feel guilty for existing. You've even got cultural appropriation. I cannot wait for Halloween. Oh, I think I've looked at this so long. Oh, colour blindness. And tokenism. Is that a faith now? Wow. Let's move on before I get sucked into this. The white privilege argument. For me, there are many reasons somebody will choose to side with a political leaning, left, centre or right. And I'm going to include far left and far right. It could be because they feel alienated, because they feel that society does not work for them as much as they work for it, or simply because they've spent many years being ostracized by society because their very existence has been pigeonholed as privilege, which leads them to try and find something to feel a part of. Unfortunately, in quite a number of instances, racial divides are created. This is like prison. It's so simple. Whether or not it is because of their white privilege that they are legally spouting their beliefs is one to be debated by everyone, if you're up for a debate, of course. I know quite a number of people who would say and hide behind, oh, that person's using their white privilege, are in favour of deplatforming, or no platform. Which one is it? Doesn't matter. That. You realise the flip side to that is if white people stand behind LGBT, POC, Muslims, immigrants, they're going to then be accused of almost elevating the people they stand behind as if the people in front of them are trophies. Therefore, another problem has been found with no real solution short of simply, and everyone should just say it now, hashtag eradicate the white race. How can you tell between the real people and the performative allies? Do they only turn up to your precious little ally meetings around holiday times, whereas the real ones turn up every Sunday? Oh wait, this isn't a religion, is it? I'm hoping society will get to a point, or the movements that spout this trash get to a point, where they understand it is all individual based. If we remove race from the equation entirely, we can focus on people's actual problems. Because people make a lot of issues about race, they create problems. Society is nowhere near as racist as it once was, and using the imagery you use only seeks to guilt those that are white, implying that white people don't experience any of the issues when they are being made to look and feel shame for their very existence. I'll be brutally honest, if a movement is far too aggressive and angry, I find it very difficult to want to help them. Sounding sincere and presenting good evidence really helps. Just being angry, aggressive, abusive, violent is a guaranteed way to have me stand against you. It's called problem solving, troubleshooting, looking for solutions. I don't know how to make it any simpler for you. Well, that quote's a lie. It's well established that those that decide to wear the hijab do it because they are free to do so and are totally not oppressed, and it is totally not a symbol of oppression. I wouldn't say aggressive, I'd say sassy, amusing, precious. You mean like how this video is unironically doing it towards white people? But woe betide any white person that has the audacity to call out a person of colour who is being racist towards white people, because that doesn't exist. Reverse racism, not real, everyone. Of those mentioned, I wouldn't give my money to Black Lives Matter, a domestic terrorist group, and didn't the NAACP hire a white girl that put on enough fake tan to pass off as black and got confused when people pointed out that she was in fact white, and even more confused when she was asked what her race was?